Hi, Tony Night Dog Listener here once again, and this is a film I want to share with you because it's going to be really useful if you want to introduce your dog to somebody else's dog, either, just as a friend, or if you want to bring another dog into your house, because sometimes there can be tensions. The current dog will go, well, where do I fit in now? The new dog goes, well, where do I fit in? And you want to be able to make sure that that transition is smooth, especially if you've got maybe a dog that you got from a rescue organisation. Because that dog may be a little bit dog reactive. I know this from experience, having worked with dogs that are dog reactive, that if you give them time and give them the right messages, then the transition can be really smooth. They become friends sooner rather than later, but you've got to give them some time. Now, this particular film was filmed very recently, just north of Melbourne, in association with Golden Retriever Rescue in Australia, who wanted us to help them reintegrate, get to know, and basically get on with two dogs that a couple wanted to adopt. They wanted to adopt a Golden Retriever. They already had a German Shepherd. Golden Retriever is called Cooper, and I'd met him before at the Golden Retriever Rescue Fun Day in Werribee, and he was, dog reactive. Not hugely so, but enough to be concerned about. And Sabre, the German Shepherd, I think they'd also rescued him, and they wanted to make sure that if they did take Cooper on, that they would have a harmonious outcome. So what we've done is we've introduced a little extra piece of work that they could do with their dogs, and you will see the film coming up very shortly, in a technique called parallel walking. Now, the idea behind parallel walking is that we are simulating them working as a team. Rather than being adversarial, meeting head on, we're actually going to get them walking together at a nice safe distance, and the idea is that they can see each other, and we can always just leap out if there's a problem, but we want to make sure that their comfort zones and they feel secure, but also get them to think about each other as, are you on my team? Are we going together? This mimics what happens in nature. When canines go off to search new territory or go off on the hunt, they move as a unit together. So that's the idea we want to get in their heads. So watch the film and let's see how we did. We started off the meeting in the back garden. I'll be honest, it took me a little bit of time to get Cooper from the front of the house to the back garden by doing stop, start, change direction, because he was a little bit insistent on pulling. And remember, as we say, pulling is a dog going, do I get there first? Do I make the decisions? We definitely don't want that to happen, and then Cooper be confronted by a dog who he doesn't know, considering that Cooper is supposed to be dog reactive. So you can see they're checking each other out, they're looking towards each other, but we've got a nice healthy distance between the two. If Cooper was to start to get upset or to lose it a little bit, then I can put him in another room or even just take him further away. There's round the other side of that water butt there would be good. But what we want is to time them walking up and down so they have a chance to see each other going in the same direction. The idea, like I said, is for them to see that maybe they're walking together as a unit, not necessarily adversaries. And this also gives me an opportunity to check out Sabre. I'd not met him before, so I wanted to see how he would react to Cooper. The idea of putting them together and just hoping for the best could have led to a problem. It's much better to be overcautious and avoid problems. Now, that initial bit of contact was good, so I got closer, I got up onto the same bit of garden as Max and Sabre, and now you can see them really checking each other out because they've got that much closer. Proximity can be an issue. Some dogs react much more the closer another dog or person gets, because we've all got a personal space, we all feel that's precious, and some dogs and some people are a little bit touchy about space invaders. So we're going to continue this idea of linear walking. We're all walking together as a unit. So I want them to see that maybe they are compadres, allies, and not enemies. We want to make sure both the dogs are lined up ready for next time so we can walk parallel rather than somebody getting ahead of the other. So it's about taking your time, making sure that you're happy and in control of the lead. And you can see I'm stepping back a bit there because Cooper's going, well, I'm just going to try and get a little bit ahead. So I just want to make sure I'm happy and in control, keeping my pulse rate down because we're in control of the situation. Now, here's a key moment. I go around the other side of the tree now. And so what's happened is we've got even closer. Now, the space between the dogs is still good because Max and I are in the middle of them. Because I'd rather human beings create the barrier than the dogs, because the humans know what they're doing. We're showing the dog a little bit of a pull there, which I have to just make sure that he doesn't do. as you can see, he's trying to pull there, so I just want to show him, you don't make the decisions, my friend, I do. But that's a good thing because he's concentrating maybe on asking me a question than on the presence of Sabre. So that's already him checking in, going, who makes the decisions here? Do I have to worry about this guy? And we're very calmly, look at that, look how close they got there. They really looked at each other. So we're really showing the dogs, look, we're in charge. We're the ones you can trust, and we're cool with this. We think this could work very well. Being overcautious means you're not going to make a mistake. Hoping for the best can often lead to problems. So this is a really good first meeting for these two guys, and if that's all we do today, that's great, because I want it to end on a positive. We want everything to be calm and relaxed. So both these dogs realise, hey, you know what, this guy may not be a problem, and tolerating each other is the first stage. They can be friends later, but if they tolerate each other, then we've set a very good foundation for the rest of the relationship. And as you can see here, they were quite happy to lay next to each other after the exercise. Well, for a first meeting, I thought that went very well. And as long as the owners basically reproduce the environment, reproduce the exercise at their own pace, there's no reason why Cooper and Sabre can't become really good friends. If you give them time, then they will be fine. You know, a dog that's reactive at first is no indication of how its behaviour is always going to be. It's just maybe out of its depth, nervous, feeling under threat, and is going hang about. The best form of defence is attack. And so if you give them no reason to fear you, if you can show them that they can trust you, and that's what my ebook's all about, getting your dog to trust you with the decisions. If you decide that, yeah, we'll have another one on board, and don't worry about it, I've got this sorted, and we'll give you time to get used to each other, then they can tolerate each other at first, and then gradually they can become friends. I think we've all done that, haven't we, with people we meet for the first time? We're a little bit suspicious, and then as we get to know them, hey, do you know what? That's happened with, you know, my best friends. At first it's like, yeah, who are you? And then give us time. And, you know, one of my mates, Paul, we've been mates for, I don't want to say how long we've been mates for, because that would show how old I am. But it started off with a very hands-off kind of distance, sizing each other up, visit to a BMX track, which probably shows how old I am. And do you know, at the end of that, after we'd given each other a bit of time, we were okay, we were cool, and we still are. So I hope you've enjoyed that film, hope you've learned a lot from that. Use that technique if you wanted to introduce your dog to another dog, either, as I said, in an outside environment, or more importantly, if you're fostering a dog, or if you want to take in a new dog, especially a rescue dog, if you don't know the past, just give them a bit of time and their present and future looks quite rosy. Thanks for watching.